Hey everybody, this is Kat, Walk It Out, 1963, and I'm doing my first tutorial on my webcam. Hi, look, 2 hands. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and so is my husband, Mr. Tripod, Mr. Walk It Out in 1966. He is so happy that he doesn't have to stand here and watch me do this and hold the camera, and so is Ballistic. They're excited. And this is George. We all met George the other day. He's a newborn. He's my baby. Say hi, George. Hello, how are you doing? But he's going to be helping me today, and we're going to teach you how to do American Loom. Okay. I am Native American, well, part Native American. I'm Cherokee, 75% and everything. And I was taught how to do American loom work. Okay. What it is you usually do it with really tiny seed beads, and this is what I made for my husband and stuff. And this thing has, like, I would say roughly over 1,000 beads in it alone. And I've actually have to piece it together because it was too long for even my big loom here. But okay, that's one of the things that you can make. If you get the graphing paper with the little squares and some colored pencils, you can make your own designs of anything you want. I've got everything from a watermelon, a rainbow, the flag, eagle, hair barrette. Well, this it could be a wristband or whatever you want. You can do what you want with it. I got this one. And Andy in Wonderland, I love you. And Jarias, I love you. If you want, let me know, and I can make you a bracelet, and I can send it out to you. Just let me know your colors and stuff. Just for those two. It's just a present to show them, because they are so supportive of me, and they're such sweet people and everything, that I want to make them a special bracelet. So if you're watching this, please let me know if you would like to have one of these beaded bracelets. Okay, now getting on to this. Okay, this is a big loom. Okay, this is my big baby. Not the one I want. The one I actually want costs a couple of $1,000. And I'll never get it, but these are seed beads. And there's about, I would say about 500 seed beads on this one little, and this is a bracelet, and it's split off into 3 pieces, and down here it will become connected into one big piece. Okay, this is one of the looms. And in order to keep this thread from sticking and tangling up, I have beeswax. And what you do is you just take it, put your thread in there, and you run it through and coat your thread. It's sewer's wax, basically. And look, George wants to get into it. Well, I guess George is going to be MI in this video because he is now encased in thread. Come on, get it out of your hair. But George is into everything. I tell you, I caught him and he had a little party last night with all the other clay people I made. Shame on you, George. They left my room in a mess. But anywho, we're going to be doing it. That didn't sound right. But anywho, I'm going to be showing you how to make it on this loom. And I will go slow because Miss Diva, the thing, Miss Diva, I love her too. She told me that my video cam lagged. So, but like I said, you can make these. I sell these very, very cheap. This one is like $3. Okay, Miss Diva, here's something you can yell at me about. We talked about the discussion of not pricing our stuff very well. I sell, and it does take a lot of time to make these, but this one here I sell for about $3, and this one here is only 2 strands with seed beads, and funnel beads. So, and hemp. So this one was a little bit harder, so I usually sell this one for about 5 to 6, and this one would be anywhere from 8 to 9 because it's 2 rows of funnel beads. And you can see these if you go to like a convenience store, if you was going somewhere on a trip and they sell these for about $7, $10, and they're not that hard to make. It's not rocket science, honestly. Okay, now let's get on. Oh, in order to get through the little seed beads, this is a beater's needle. I don't know if you can see that, but it is split right there. It has a big split to where you can put your needle through there, well, your thread, close it, and it'll go right through there. And it's very sharp. It will go right through your finger if you're not careful. But for this tutorial, what I usually do is, when I teach my students, is I usually use the bigger beads. Okay? We're going to make this pattern here. Okay, you got 4 strings. I've already looped it on here. All you have to do, they have a needle, nail here. You loop it from here down to here 4 times. That way you'll have 4 strands. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will be a slot for 3 beads. And you got to remember, you got to tighten these, because if you don't, it ain't going to work. But, okay, you got a slot for 3 beads. You pick out your 3 beads. Okay, this is the pattern that I'm going to teach. What you do first is you tie off your thread and you trim off the tail, the excess tail, which was a little piece of thread. And in order to start mine, I usually take mine and go 1, 2, 3, and I thread it, and I get rid of an extra piece of thread that I have found and adopted. Okay, hold on. George has a question. Yes, George. Why do you... Oh, sorry. Let me do my George voice. Why do you have to thread that like that? Weave it. Well, I weave it because it keeps it stable and it keeps it from sliding down. Your beads will slide off if you don't do a really good weave, and if you use the smaller thread, it basically comes invisible. Like, where is that white one? Like this one, you cannot see where I had that thread, but you weave it about 2 to 3 times, and just, oops, my bad, I was going to unweave it. So, first you got to weave it a couple, 2 or 3 times, and get rid of that darn piece of thread that keeps following you through. Okay, and, push them together. And what I usually do is I usually take a little bit of super glue and drop on that knot to keep it, stable in one place. And I weave it through. I'm right-handed, so I always start from the right. Okay. And you don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want to do that. That is bad. You want it to be not loose, but you want it to be secure. Okay? So, what we're going to do is, I say, let's pick up the blue. Okay, you're going to come in here to your seed beads. Well, your beads. Pick up the blue. I got 3 blues on this needle. Okay, I'm going to go under, and I'm going to take my finger. I'm going to put it up under there like that. I'm going to roll them down and butt it up against that thread. And then I'm going to pull my thread through, and then I'm going to go through again. George has another question. Why do you hold the beads up through the thread like that? Huh? Why? You didn't explain that. Duh. Okay. Yes, George, I know. I will here in 1 second. Let me finish that. The reason why I have the beads and my finger pressing up against there, you cannot see it, But what it does is it pushes the beads up over your thread. So when you weave, your beads are encased in between both of those, between the threads, and it's holding it right there. If you ever did a beading loom, well, not beading loom, but a thread loom to make like a little rug or macrame, and you had to hold that knot, that's basically what it is. Here, I don't know if I'll be able to show you this on my camera on a tripod. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, George, I know. He just gave me a bad look, told me I didn't need to do that. But anywho, okay, I did another line, as you can see. Okay, if I do not push this up here, there's a chance I could go under a thread, and if I go under a thread, it's not going to hold. So you want to push it up. Let me see if I can get, you may not be able to see it, but you want to push it up to where you go over your main threads, which is your anchor threads, and then when you're over your anchor thread, you can pull that back through. Okay? And then you come in here and you pick up your 3 basic colors again, which is blue. Hold it up again, and it's just a repeated session that you do over and over. And if you do the polar beads and you got a design with the polar beads and everything, you know, the beads that you use to iron, you can take that pattern and transfer them onto your loom, and you can use that pattern and make your polar beads by doing a loom. And this is basically how easy this is. And you can make all kinds of friendship bracelets and everything else. Somebody had asked me on my contest video, is there anything I cannot do? Well, yes, there is. There is a long list. 1, I cannot do a peyote stitch to save anybody's life. A peyote stitch is a jagged stitch that goes around in a circle, and I can't do a box stitch. And this is all beading terms. Peyote, if there's anyone who can do a simple peyote stitch for a special people that is very slow, remember, ADDU shiny object person here, yeah, that's me. I surely would appreciate a tutorial on a good box stitch and a peyote stitch. I can do a little bit of a box stitch, but the peyote stitch is very frustrating. I get mad, I cry, I throw myself in a fetal position for hours. Don't cry just because you can't do something. Shut up before I pull your glass eye out. But anywho, okay, now that you got, we're going to pretend like I have came to the end of my my beadwork here, and what we're going to do is we're going to finish this up. We're going to take this, you see I'm on top, we're going to go under, and we're going to weave it again. We're going to weave. I hope I'm going slow enough for people. If not, you can always rewind and redo this. Ow! And be careful, do not stick yourself, because I have actually kind of like stuck one of these up underneath my fingernail one time, and oh my god, that pain! Okay, what some people do is this part here, I'm at the end, I wove it through 3 times. I will tie it off in a little bitty knot, tight knot, and I would drop a piece of glue there. But what you want to do is take it, weave it through, go through the top parts of your beads, so push them up, and what it does is this will add a little bit of a stronger anchor.
It looks like you need another cup of coffee.
Boy, your voice keeps changing. Why is it?
Because you have no sense of recollection of what you try to do with me.
Thank you. Stay out of the picture now. Stay. Or else I'm going to put you underneath a blanket. He's my alter ego. He's my friend. But he loves me more than a teenager does. But anywho, what we're going to do, we came up 3. Sometimes people come up 6, 7, 8 rolls to do this. And then they push down to get underneath that bead, that extra bead there. And then they go through. And yes, sometimes you will go through the thread that you have put in because you've made it a little tighter right there. And this way it kind of like hides your little tail there, and it secures it at the end. And some I've actually went through all the way back down to the other end of my work to make sure that everything was secure. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding 1 extra knot. It's just a single knot because you had went through all of this. This here was a double knot and it was pulled very tightly. But this one here will be a single knot. Drop a little piece of glue on that. And I always run some glue on each end as a secure. And then you just take your handy dandy scissors, once you glue it, snip it, and you put it on. And you've got you a bracelet. But I usually take this part here. I didn't do it to this one, but I usually take it and I braid it to make it look nicer. Or else I slip a couple extra beads on there and tie them off. But that's how you make a woven bracelet out of beads. Thank you. I hope you like it. Please write, comment, and subscribe. Okay, George, say goodbye. You made your debut.
Bye, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. Please write, comment, and subscribe. Because she's lonely. She needs help. Help her. Help. Help. Get me away.
Shut up, George. Bye, everybody. Hope you liked the video. Say peace out, George.